All right, welcome back to the Dr. Vincent Buscemi podcast. I'm your host, general dentist, not an orthodontist, not a physician, not a psychiatrist, general dentist, Dr. Vincent Buscemi. Welcome back. Okay. I've been traveling a lot for work, which is rare for me. Traveling a lot for my business consultant and a lot to see Felix Liao out in Washington, D.C. area. And whenever I'm on an airplane, I will read a physical book because I can always listen to a podcast in my car, or I can always listen to an audiobook while I work out, but I don't have time to read physical books at work or at home. So this is the book I read on my last plane ride. The TMJ Trifecta, written by Dr. McHenry, or he calls Dr. Mac Lee. He has been treating, he's retired now, but he treated temporomandibular disorder for about 50 years in private practice. 50, half a century. Most people don't have 50 years of experience of anything. And he has some valuable insights that I want to share with you. If you can see the screen now, Dr. Mack talks about TMD and the root cause of TMD. Now, he explains very explicitly in this book, the TMJ Trifecta. If you're a dentist or a patient, this is a good book to buy. But he explains very explicitly, TMD is a disease of stress. And there are three main stressors that could, not always, but that could lead to TMD, which is temporomandibular disorder or pain in your TMJ. The three stressors are, and I'll go over all three, and then I want to talk about an underdeveloped maxilla, which my mentor, Dr. Felix Liao, talks about, and Dr. Mack talks about extensively in this book, which is your upper jaw. Let's leave out for today if the maxilla can be expanded in adults or if it can't be expanded. Leave that for another day. Let's just talk about the foundational facts of what causes temporomandibular joint disorder. Okay, Dr. Mack talks about three stressors. Look at the screen here. Biomechanical stress, which this is within the dental realm, the dental license. It is, number one, a underdeveloped maxilla. So if your top jaw is too small, that is one of the biomechanical stresses. And a direct quote from his book, the vast number of joint issues are due, and by joint he means temporomandibular joint, are due to a maxilla that is deficient, meaning the arch is too small, creating a shortened facial structure from front to back. In someone with a deficient maxilla, due to incorrect craniofacial development as a child or getting teeth pulled for orthodontics, the front teeth are farther back because the maxilla is shorter. I kind of ad-lib some of that. But basically, sometimes traditional orthodontics can cause a small maxilla. The second biomechanical stress, a torqued mandible. If one side of your jaw is longer or shorter than the other side, or imagine a door on a hinge. If the door is at an angle, it won't fit in the door frame. And the third biomechanical stress is malocclusion of teeth or teeth that aren't aligning correctly. So that's within the dental license. A small maxilla, a torqued mandible, which is an uneven lower jaw, and uneven teeth coming together. That's the first stress, the biomechanical stress, which is a large component of this. But I've seen patients with all three of these biomechanical stressors have no TMJ symptoms. The next stress, biochemical stress. Your level of systemic inflammation, the toxin load in your body, and any type of nutritional deficiencies. Now, this is outside the license of a dentist. Maybe not nutritional deficiencies, but basically, how healthy are you? Are you smoking? Are you doing drugs? Are you eating crappy? Are you sleeping terribly? Do you have chronic stress in your life? That's actually the next one. But that adds to the biochemical stress in your life. And the third stress is lifestyle and emotional stress, which is just the stress of being alive. Dr. Mack talks about in his book how he has patients that quit their job. It was a stressful job. Maybe they were a hygienist, but they quit their job and their TMJ went away. So I want you to, if you have TMJ disorder, I want you to mentally construct these 3 stressors in your life: the biomechanical stress, the biochemical stress, and the lifestyle and emotional stress. The 2 that you are completely, I guess not completely, but within your control, that is not within your dentist's control, are the biochemical stress and the lifestyle and emotional stress. And we can also get into those in other podcasts, but that's outside the license of a dentist. And again, nothing I'm saying today is medical treatment or dental treatment. It's just pure entertainment comedy. So biochemical stress and lifestyle and emotional stress. I think you are going to be in a good position if you learn about circadian biology and circadian rhythm. Just a quick primer on that. Every morning you wake up, look at as much sun as you can get before 9:30 a.m. and get your bare feet on the ground. That is called grounding. Okay. So biomechanical stress, underdeveloped maxilla, torqued mandible, and malocclusion. Let's just talk about these 6 signs that are pretty significant or correlate pretty well with an underdeveloped maxilla. Now, I want to stress again, we're going to put aside the argument if the maxilla can be expanded past the age of 12. Let me just show you what the signs of a small maxilla, which could lead to TMD, are. And this is going to be a very visual podcast. So if you're listening in your car, I would stop your car, hop over to YouTube, and watch the video because this will help. Okay. Wear of front teeth. You can see in this photo here that the crown of the tooth has 2 major components, we'll say. Enamel and dentin, 2 major layers. The outer layer enamel is more white, and the inner layer dentin is more yellow. And if you grind away the enamel, you expose the inner layer, which is the dentin, which is super thin, and that wears away very fast. So once you wear to the dentin, time is running out on how much you're going to wear away your teeth. You can see in this picture that if there's wear on the edges of your bottom front teeth and wear on the edges of your top front teeth, that's a sign that your maxilla is too small, because your top teeth and lower teeth, when you bite down, should not hit each other. Your front top teeth and your front lower teeth should have a little bit of an overlap. Your top front teeth should overlap your bottom front teeth by about 1 millimeter. They shouldn't be end to end, which I'm showing you in the podcast right here. So if you have wear like this or flat edges on your front teeth, that's a sign your maxilla is too small. Sign number 2, same thing. You have this wear on your teeth, but the wear matches up perfectly. If you can see where the mouse is circling right here on this photo, if this tooth and this tooth, which they're called incisors, bit together, you could see how the angle of this top incisor and the angle of this bottom incisor would match up directly. So as the teeth kind of come back and forth and come end to end and slide end to end, they're wearing in a pattern where the wear matches each other. Another sign that your maxilla is too small. Man, I wish there was a way to expand the maxilla. Maybe we'll talk about that in another podcast. But no orthodontist allowed. Okay, sign number 3 of a small maxilla. Again, these pictures aren't my cases. These are pictures I found online. This is a great job by an orthodontist. A very deep bite. You can see on the, ChatGPT got this wrong, but the after treatment photo should be the before treatment. See how this guy's teeth are angled back and he bites down real deep? If your top teeth overlap your bottom teeth entirely, so if you bite down and your top front teeth entirely cover or hide your bottom front teeth, that's a deep bite. And again, that's another sign that your maxilla is too small and is jamming back your lower jaw, which torques your mandible, which is one of the signs of the biomechanical stresses. The next sign, I don't know why this person has this kind of tongue ring, but in this photo here, you see how these back molars are tipped towards the tongue? If your bottom back molars are tipped towards the tongue, it's again, and I have this in my teeth, it's again another sign that your maxilla is too small, causing your bottom molars to have to tip in to fit inside the maxilla. So 2 ways to think about it. Dr. Mack talks about a door and a door frame. The door frame is the maxilla, and the door is the mandible, the bottom jaw, and the door has to fit within the maxilla. So the smaller the maxilla, the more the mandible or lower jaw is jammed back to fit in. Felix Liao talks about a tiger in a cage, and the 6-foot tiger is the tongue, and all the jaws are the cage. So he talks about basically, I guess, a foot in a shoe, where the top jaw is the shoe and the bottom jaw is the foot, and you need the shoe big enough for the foot to fit inside it. The next sign is, do you have a wide palate, like the one I'm highlighting here, or a V-shaped narrow palate? And this one's like easy to show. The V-shaped narrow palate, that's a small maxilla, which can lead to TMJ because it jams the joint back and compresses the joint. And the final sign is, are your top teeth angled back like in this photo here? That is again another sign that your maxilla is small, and that can lead to TMD. So if we go way back up to this first photo here, the 3 biomechanical stresses, or that are the stresses that are within a dental license, we just went over the 6 signs of a underdeveloped maxilla, which is wear on the front, bottom and front top teeth. The wear on those 2 teeth match each other. The third one is a narrow palate. We have a deep bite. We have teeth inclined in on the front teeth, and then molars inclined towards the tongue. So that's a small maxilla. And then if you come back up here, the other issues would be a torqued mandible and the malocclusion of teeth. But I think that a torqued mandible and the malocclusion of teeth will stem from an underdeveloped maxilla. So I will tell you, I've seen people with all 3 of these biomechanical stresses and not have TMD. I've seen people with slight malocclusion of teeth, but they have high biochemical and high lifestyle and emotional stress, and they have TMD. So all these will contribute to TMD. It's not a 1-to-1 where if you have any of these, you'll get TMD. But if you have temporomandibular disorder or even sleep apnea, I would look into the 3 stresses in your life. And I would go to your dentist and show him this chart for my podcast and say, hey, do I have an underdeveloped maxilla? Do I have a torqued mandible? Do I have malocclusion in my teeth? And is there any way that you can fix these? Okay, I really appreciate you guys listening, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.